all normal people recover or sleep in on January 1st after partying or staying late. Not us. My brother and I decided to go to Harbor Freight Tools store at 10 o'clock. He's from Canada and they don't have these stores in Canada. He decided to buy a few cheap tools. I don't own any tools from Harbor Freight, but I should say that the last time I've been to the store, about 3 or 4 years ago, they looked pretty sad. And now I can see that the quality of the cast, of the painting, of plastics, uh, just overall quality looks much better. Although the prices look higher too. I'm going to try to show prices of all of the tools because in some countries this store does not exist, so it will be interesting to compare. And just keep in mind that we have 6% taxes at the cashier, and also they run 20% sales often. So basically, take off another 15% from what you see on the screen, and you can get a price of what you can buy these tools for. Harbor Freight Tools is a chain of stores in the United States, and pretty much at every major city you can find a couple of them, or at least one. If you look on the map, there are lots and lots of them. And they probably bought some old brands, like this one, Chicago, and they just produce inexpensive tools in China under this brand. That's what I think. And like I said, they look way better than what I saw last time. So this saw you can probably buy for, like, say, maybe $250 if you use coupons, and 260 maybe after taxes. So it actually looks pretty good. And you probably will see other brands in these no-name tools like Makita or Bosch. Let me know if you see any of them in the comment section, because I did see a couple. Some tools I probably wouldn't buy here, even though they look much better now. But I probably would buy this lathe because it's a simple tool. There's nothing much to break. Like if I was on a budget. And circular saws, I probably would buy a branded name. But $30, that's not bad. If you work at construction and tools break and people steal them, you don't even feel sorry for that. But you can understand that you can't put in quality components into these tools for such a price. They might look good on outside, but they're not designed to be used in construction, like in real construction. More like for hobbyists, probably. But I shouldn't say anything bad or good about these tools because I don't want to make any superficial judgments. I've never owned them. My brother dragged me in the store because he wanted to buy some things, and we did buy some things, but more like accessories and not machines, not real tools. I'm going to focus on woodworking tools, but of course there are a lot of other tools here. Tile cutters. I know that the Italian tile cutter like this would be over $1,000. So you have to understand that there should be some compromises made. Heat guns. Heat gun is a simple thing. I would buy it from them because there's nothing much to break. This particular router looks like a famous Makita router, I think, just a different color. This is more like Bosch, or no, maybe it's also like a Makita. That looks like a Porter cable, even the colors. And some buffers, buffer wheels, some guide sets, router bits. I think they used to be like real cheap. Now the prices are kind of catching up with the branded bits. Of course, a branded name would be like over $100 for a set like that, for a cabinet door. A trimmer for $30. I have a Makita for $100. Probably not going to be a huge difference because it's such a simple tool. A plane, an electrical plane. And this is also a plane, I think. Planer, yeah. And that's the biscuit cutter. And I'm not sure what that is. This is something, I don't know. Biscuits. Those belts I've used, the anti-vibration belts, I recommend them. Of course, you can't use them on heavy machines. I think the limit is like 2 horsepower motor or maybe 3 horsepower, but they do cut back on vibrations of your machine because they're made of pieces, and it's easy to adjust the length by removing pieces. Side grinders, very inexpensive, $15, $20, $30. Yeah, that's like a $50. Quality looks very decent on the outside. I think that just the general technology got much better in casting plastics and aluminum. So even a cheaper no-name tools nowadays look pretty decent. The grip is still not quite as good as in branded names, like they have more rubber, like more like a soft touch, but it's getting up there. The bandsaw, portable bandsaw, impact wrenches. It's a big, yeah, I think it's a big side grinder. Impact wrenches. They're really good to change winter tires. I have a DeWalt one. It works great. The drill bits, probably not good, but again, shouldn't say anything because I've never tried them. I just know that a branded Christmas tree like this would be at least a double or triple price. Long drill bits, like if you need something for a couple of holes, I would just buy it from them because you don't use them a lot. Flashlight. This looks a little bit cheaper, the plastic. That looks like some brand I know from Germany. Milwaukee, I think. And those are the 20 volts, I think. Impact wrench, another impact wrench. Yeah, the 20 volts. And I think to the left they had the blue ones are the 18 volts tools. Yeah, looks a little bit like DeWalt, the handle. I have one of those DeWalt drills. Looks very similar. Again, the drill bits and the batteries. $60 for this extra large battery. I'm trying to compare, I think, the prices for 20 volts and 18 volts. clearance, what they call it. I didn't get anything from there. And now the iron cast. Like I said, it looks much better than it used to be. The iron cast and the quality of the tables and the painting job. This one even has coolant. You can drill a lot of metal. It's like a little bottle with a tap. $400, so it's probably like $350 after the discounts, so $360 or something like that. They also mail in a lot of extra sales, so if you buy something from them, they'll keep mailing you stuff. They have a lot of ads in different magazines. I think they just took the same approach as Japanese cars. They started to sell small and cheap and slowly moved up in quality and price, and now they're like one of the best cars. So I don't know, maybe they're trying to take that approach, but they're not quite there yet. That dust collector looked kinda cheap. I tried. It's like a real thin metal and all that, but $200. The bandsaw. Again, the cast looks kinda decent. Like a belt sander like this one. It's a very simple machine. For $250, it's not bad. Heavy duty. Another small bandsaw with a release lever, which is kind of cool. My bandsaw, my old Delta, doesn't have one. Spindle sander. Oh, they glue them in. You can't take them out. I was trying to take them out, but otherwise people like me will play with them and lose them. Different belt sanders. It's also glued in. That was a little funny. $50. Not bad. Oh, different tools. The hammers and sledgehammers. Axes. Splitting axis. $20 for this huge splitting axe. These things are good. I own one of them. It has sand inside, so it doesn't bounce back when you hit something. Small grinders and buffers. Look at that buffer for $50. It's pretty good. I think those wheels just cost like maybe $30 if you buy them separately. And it's such a low tech device. It doesn't matter if it's branded. $40. That's a little more expensive. I don't even know what it is. Some sort of a... I don't even know what it is. Looks like a drum sander, maybe? Maybe somebody knows. And welders. Don't know much about welders. I only know that they used to sell these welders for $100. So yeah, I can see that the prices went up by probably 20%. And I don't even know what the difference between them. They just look more advanced to me. $800. But some people will know. $150 for a mask. And the cheapest one is like $34 for some clamps. This one was kind of like a real light. I didn't like it. It's like made from fairly flimsy aluminum profile, but the metal clamps looked kind of okay. I don't know if I would trust the mechanism here, but as far as those F clamps, the simple F clamps, probably would buy them if I needed them. The devices look pretty good. Again, very simple device. I have a similar bench made in Finland. It might be Swedish, so it looks much better, but it's like closer to $1,000. This toolbox is actually a famous historic toolbox. The brand that makes it still make them, but they cost like $500. And the design has been unchanged for like the last 100 years or so. So this is just a cheaply made imitation. A big toolboxes. Measuring tools. I have mixed feelings about buying measuring tools here. I'm still a little bit I prefer my measuring tools to be well made. The generators. Don't know much about them. I just know that the small Honda inverter would be double price of those large ones. Oh, this is a WD-40, like a gallon can of WD-40. I was fascinated by that can. I don't know who would need so much WD-40. Lifts. Some shop stools. $100. This price is kinda, you can buy a branded name I think for that price. Kinda like that one with small drawers. And again some woodworking tools. It is an imitation of British Crown hand planes because I used to own exactly the same hand plane but made by Crown. Classical clamps. Pittsburgh. This is another brand name that they bought. Pittsburgh, Chicago, and a couple other brands that you saw previously. Yeah, I don't think if I would buy anything from this stand. Maybe the files. Pliers. Although those looked pretty good. But they cost not a lot, but a good amount. But one Knipex pliers, like a German-made pliers, would be like, I don't know, like $30, $40. You can buy the whole set for $50 here. $260 for this big boy. This is the top of the line. Looks like. Alright guys, thanks for watching.